to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kirusho here. Now, whenever we last left off, we had a bit of an incident. The USJ attack. It went very differently. Along with that, Deku has taken All Might's head as his own trophy. Now, All For One is quite proud. And in fact, he is just thinking that his son has just accomplished a mission he has been trying to do for quite some time. Now, as All For One just stand up and state to Midoriya that all he needs to do now is find the successor and take them down. Now, do you understand, my boy? Deku is somewhat just smirking as he looks at his dad. Fear is still in his system, but at this point, he doesn't care anymore. He's grown accustomed to fear. In fact, sometimes it's fun to feel. He might even pump this into himself just to see how much he can see. And in fact, if this quirk is even able to scare him anymore. Deku's seeing the very fucked up image before him. All For One with flames coming out of his face. And in fact, the world sounding like nails on a chalkboard. Deku might as well just plunge the needles into his eyes with what he's looking at. But even then, he would just look at his dad. With Info Checker, things are a little less confusing. He's at least able to tell who's who. Looking directly at his dad and saying that he understands. Exactly what is he going to be doing, though? He believes that someday soon, things are going to be getting a lot more complicated. All For One just stating that that is true. Along with that, what of these allies of yours? All For One just pointing around the room, to the crowded bar. Everyone's somewhat just standing there not really saying anything. All of them are sitting down, having some water, or at least talking about what just happened. Along with people actually commenting on Ayama's blast to Aizawa, taking him out before the fight even started. That was actually a good idea. Although, as Deku just pointed out, saying that it would have been nice to know. I could have gotten a wall ready, and have at least frozen them. You understand how annoying it is? Even then, this fire quirk. It's at least good and useful. As he ignites his other hand, showing exactly what this quirk can do, saying that it's good that he at least doesn't have to hide this side anymore. Todoroki at least smirking at the statements. Now, with that, Deku just looks around, and he's thinking, as he just sets All Might's head down on the bar, telling Kirigiri that this will be something special. What to do with it? Well, Class 1B doesn't have some of their quirks anymore. I've actually thought about taking steel, but even then, now that I'm thinking about it, a couple more of those quirks could have been good, including that razor quirk. Gendo just, standing up, saying that that's true, but she does have her own question. Saying, when does she get her quirk? Deku just looking directly at her. Him piecing out the quirk that is weakest, and holding his hand out. Telling her here. Basically telling her to come and take the quirk herself. Deku is giving her a strength quirk, his weakest one. The first one he's ever attained, so that will at least help her out a lot more. along with him asking her exactly what quirk does she want next, because he might have a few more in here. But I do have some I want to keep on to. Well, hold on to. They'll all be quite useful. Deku's splitting into two, as he turns back around, and immediately just slaps hands with the other one, saying that this one was that one teacher's. But he does have a question. As he goes to sit down, putting his right leg over his left one and leaning forwards, crossing his fingers, saying exactly how many UA students survived that fight. He knows All Might tore through, well, at least the Duplo Arms guy. I believe it was him. As Deku just asked exactly if it was him. He saw multiple things flying through the air. Then again, this Quirk is fucking with his eyes. So I'm just reinforcing that, yeah, they killed the Duplo Arms guy. Along with, well, Koda. Or the guy, the Sugar Quirk. Along with, well, Sero. Kaminari is left alive. Tokoyami is left alive. Bakugo is left alive. And I believe there's one more. Hang on. Let's see. Ojiro, alive. Denki Kaminari, alive. Tokoyami, alive. Katsuki Bakugo, alive. Not surprising. 3 UA survivors. Anyways, with that being said, everyone is actually talking more and more. And they are thinking about this. Whatever they do next, it's going to be very, very odd. Since they have killed All Might. And, well, as Momo would just speak up, saying that they may have just lost their chance at her father. Then again, if you promise him a good quirk, you might come out on top. My dad was, well, my father is easy to, well, get on your side. I think all you'll need to do is bribe him. Deku looking at her, asking her if that would work. That will at least give the League some finances, along with what we already do. So, if that's the case, then I think this will be perfect. Now, as Deku would just pick up All Might's head, by his hair that's standing up, saying that he is going to go make a public service announcement. And I'm wondering, do any of you want to come with me? Deku looking around the room. Before Reiko would just speak up, asking exactly what is she doing here. As she does at least look at Midoriya, and all these other UA students. Confused for a second before she sees All Might's head. Immediately just coiling back in fear and throwing up her hands, realizing that they're tied up. But that's not what catches her attention. She looks down at them, realizing that she's not using her quirk, finding it to be a bit odd. Deku just telling her that that should be, well, not surprising. That is my father's quirk, just like mine, Reiko. Giving and taking quirks. Do you understand? Her confused, and just looking at Midoriya, or Shigaraki, as she knows him. Deku just saying that it should not be any surprise. I always stay to myself, well, except for Monoma and Kendo, and sometimes you'll see me talking with Class 1A. Then again, that's usually the facade we put on. Him motioning to Kendo and Monoma. Kendo just bringing up her hand, saying that she usually tries to at least keep him under control. And, well, as Monoma would just say that she makes it look a little too good and convincing. Now, with that being said, Deku would ask Kirigiri one simple favor: to keep the news channel open, and to make sure this at least looks good. I won't be showing my face though, so will that be a problem? Kirigiri is saying no. In fact, if he's going somewhere, doesn't he need Tomura or, well, Gigantomachia? Deku's saying no. They can handle their own mission. For right now, we'll be here. Now, with that being said, Deku, he would just freeze time, using clockwork directly after Kirigiri opens up a portal, stepping straight through, and using airjet to move faster. With this quirk, he might as well be moving, well, a mile within a minute. He might as well be moving a mile in under, what, less than a minute probably? Still confusing, but at least the fire helps. Deku basically using Todoroki's fire quirk in his body, and forcing it into his feet, allowing him to go faster, along with the fire being blue. Now, with that being said, Deku has also ordered, well, a bit of things around the city to help cause a bit more chaos, so local heroes won't all be drawn towards him. Deku arriving at a news station and using clockwork, pumping his adrenaline to walk straight through. Then again, all these demons and everything he's seeing with his hallucinations aren't really anything new. Deku just at least walking through, and eventually getting to the news studio. As 1 second the news is on, the next there's someone holding the camera, along with setting something in a bag on the table, and looking at the two news anchors as he would grab both of them, and slam them down on the table, saying that he has a bit of news to report on. Everyone unclear of what's happening. 1 second, they were just filming the news. The next, this villain is here. And he is faceless. So, exactly what's going on? Deku just saying that he has a public service announcement. Now, before any heroes think that they can just find me and, well, come take me down, Deku just holding up his hand, as there's a loud explosion in the distance, saying that that's at least one of them. Those aren't bombs, as he just waits another one. People don't really know what's going on, until in the window behind him, you can clearly see a building raising out of the ground. And more, along with people. Clearly something is happening. Along with that, you have the fact that people are beginning to get a bit more scared and suspicious. On the top of a rooftop, you have Momo passing out RPGs, along with Mina just using specialized gloves to fire out a lot of acid, making acid rain if you will, along with trying to figure it out. She wants to try the new ability with her quirk, but she's not sure if she's ready for it yet. So, she'll need to talk to Midori about another one. It might help her. Deku at least would be talking to the news. Deku would be talking to the camera in. Now, Deku is talking to the camera in the news station, saying that there will be roughly more attacks. But, well, heroes value life over anything else. Not their lives, though. Now, before I begin, to all those who are a little squeamish, look away from the screen now. Deku picking up the bag, grabbing All Might's head as he pulls it out, saying that this was their hero. In fact, I believe that earlier today, Yue might have tried telling you that they listed a statement. about the casualties and things going on, but what they didn't tell you was that there wasn't just a couple casualties, a couple injuries. In fact, I'm the one who helped do this. I'm the one who attacked the USJ. We are the League of Villains. And not just that. Deku just raising his hand up. And snapping as another one appears from behind him. Another version of him immediately coming out of Deku's back. Walking straight out and actually just turning. Beginning to say that we are not alone. Another one appearing on the other side of the original Midoriya. Saying that this isn't even my real Quirk. More and more appearing. As Midoriya would just state that this is the Quirk I got from a hero. I believe the hero's name is Ectoplasm. Quite the shame. It's fun though. Then again, I did wring the life out of him with my bare hands. So, to all of you who think that you can challenge me, or even take me down, I leave this. Deku just doing one thing. Turning around and using Black Hole. The quirk he got from 13. Immediately just ripping the skin off of the newscaster's face behind him. As he would just turn it off for 1 second. The camera seeing the man. Him basically screaming. Deku then doing one thing. Holding out a finger directly in front of the man's face. People watching as the man immediately begins to violently convulse and spit out this black sludge. Deku stating that he got that from a mixture of heroes, including Midnight. Although one of them I got from a radical cultist. Now, if you guys are wondering what I mean by I got them, my name is State the brother's name, Shigaraki. All for one's brother. And I am the son of the most dangerous villain in the underworld. None of you have heard about him, because no one lives to tell the tale. Now, I believe that in about a couple seconds, they are going to cut the broadcast. But yes, I am real. I have my father's quirk. I can give and take the power from people. And not just that. I believe that it is time for the Age of Heroes to come to an end. My father believes this too. So I will continue his message. Even if it means killing every one of you with my bare hands. Now, this is whenever a pro would immediately burst into the room and go to throw something at Midoriya. Midoriya just bringing up his hand and grabbing it out of midair. And handing it to the woman behind him. Her being confused as she grabs onto this. As soon as she touches it though, she would have been completely shocked. And confused. Midoriya turning his skin to diamond, and looking at the man. The man behind the camera is instructed to follow him with every single step. Otherwise, he's sending him home in a body bag. Deku looking at this pro, and reading off his quirk. That should be useful. Now, this hero has an electricity quirk, and he uses metal pieces as a conduit for his ability. Now, with that being said, Deku would have showed his ability on camera by doing one thing. Grabbing the man by the throat and ripping his quirk out of him. Then, people watching as the lightning around the man would begin to course in power around Midoriya. Midoriya then doing one thing, bringing the lightning up and zapping the man in the face. Now, after killing this hero and giving him the electric chair treatment, Deku would have turned back around and he would sit down, leaning onto the table and just saying that that was enough. Well, as he would just turn to the lady, asking her if she thinks that that was appropriate, or a little too much. Her just saying that he's a monster. Deku just looking at her and listing off her name, and information about her, along with her weird little quirk, saying that he can make that go away. He said he can. In fact, this is no trick. He knows that she doesn't like that quirk. In fact, he could see it on her face whenever he killed the man. So, as Deku holds his hand out, saying that he can take it off her hands. In fact, I can completely take it away. You won't ever see it again. I can tell that you have trouble with it yourself. So, how about it? The woman just staring at Deku. Deku smirking. If he can get a woman to willingly give up her quirk that she doesn't want, then he can do anything. Meaning that he will have some backing with the public. He could be seen as someone who is been waited for. He knows that stupid fucking cult from so long ago. They waited for him for so long, only to fuck up whenever he arrived. So, as Deku holds out his hand, saying that he's not going to make this offer twice, her just holding it out, and taking Deku's hand. Her confused for a second as she feels a slight sting, trying to pull away from Midoriya. Deku is still just holding her there with an iron grip, as he would let go after 3 seconds, after she tried to pull away, telling her that it's done. So, as he looks at the camera, saying that he just removed this woman's quirk. As you can tell, it's not painful. It's a little bit, but it's to be expected. Those things are wrapped around your DNA. So, I will state this again. To anyone who wants a quirk removed, or even taken, all you need to do is ask. Hell, I might come to you. But you will need to find me, since, well, I don't believe heroes like that. In fact, as Deku would turn around once again, putting his hand on All Might's head, saying that All Might tried stopping his father for some time, even with his stupid quirk. The woman staring at Midoriya. She is, well, in a bad situation, but she wants to know the answer. Her asking Midoriya if he knows what All Might's quirk was. Deku turning and saying, in fact he does, yes. One of his quirks is to read them. For those of you who have been curious for years, All Might's quirk is called One for All. It's not some wind quirk, it's not some, well, it is an enhancement quirk. But it's not anything to do with wind, the elements, or even gravity. In fact, he just manipulates it to look like that. To be fair, it's an enhancement quirk. As my dad calls it, unique. The exact opposite of my quirk. I can give and take. One for All gives and stockpiles power. My father created the quirk one day. And I'm pretty sure many of you are probably thinking, what does that mean? It means All Might's power was given to him. He earned it eventually, but as Deku just brings his hand up, saying, is that really the same? You have to think. If you can give and take someone's power away, then why won't you take the opportunity? Then again, I'm looking for his successor. Anyone who has any information, I would probably give a quirk or two. Then again, finding me is going to be a bit harder. Deku just standing up. And as he walks over to a corner would say that that's just the case. If you do find me, then, well, props to you. I am going to be not hiding, but I will be in plain view. Look for my clues and you will see. exactly who the true me is. Deku just disappearing. People confused as he disappeared in a shadow. What was that? Teleportation? No, he could have done that in the middle of the room. Then again, he did earlier. Now, Deku, he disappeared in the wall, froze time or sped himself up, and then used airjet to get out. Then using the augmentation to get away. So, Deku is now thinking. To get Momo's dad on their side, he is going to need to talk with him himself. The man's a businessman, so let's see. Now, Midoriya, he's figured it out. Telepath. The perfect quirk. Him picking up his phone and telling Karagiri to give him a portal, and to bring everyone back to the bar. In fact, he does have some information that would be quite good for all of them. Now, Midoriya, he would have gotten back. And in fact, he is still curious as to what this one's quirk can do. From what he saw, it seemed to have been a weird one. The exact name of it keeps changing, but at least the description of it remains the same. Apparently he's going to sweat something that smells nice. Not much information on it, but it's kind of vague. So, as Deku, he would begin talking with Momo, telling her that he has the perfect quirk for her father, and to tell me where he's going to be within the next 24 hours. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.